And the last segment is me interacting with my people, me interacting with other scorers. What is a scorer? A person with a relentless attitude, a person with a short-term memory, because you're not going to make every shot. You're going to miss some, but you got to keep shooting. You got to keep doing what you need to do. You need to persevere, and you can use that mindset on and off the court. So I like to interact with fellow scorers through the comments. And I put out a video with my guy, Eric Waters, and I say Allen Iverson is a top 10 player of all time. He revolutionized the game. He started the whole small ball thing. Yeah, I think so. If I had to sit down and put it all together, AI definitely in the top 10 of all time. Comments went crazy. I can't read all the comments. I'm talking about it's over 200 comments on various platforms. Over 200 comments. And I'm in shock. Personally, I'm in shock to see so many people disagree with me. People disagreeing with me. I'm gonna read a comment. AI not being top 10 isn't a controversial take at all. I've never seen anyone call him a top 10 player. If you want to say he's top 20, sure. So here's my thing. I'm asking guys to name 10 players that's better than him. So somebody said Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Magic, Wilt, Kobe, Shaq, Steph, Larry, Hakeem, Duncan, etc. Again, score society, we think outside the box. We don't follow what the media tells us to follow. I'm clicking on some of these pages. Some of you guys got cartoons as your avatar. Ain't no way you saw Wilt Chamberlain. Ain't no way you saw Larry Bird. Ain't no way you saw Bill Russell. So you just going off what the media told you to go off of. Ain't no way you want to sit here and tell me you watch a whole 1975 season of Oscar Roberts on YouTube. Ain't no way you're going to tell me that. And there's no disrespect to them. I believe they were great players. I've seen videos. I've seen highlights or whatnot. And they were great players for their time. I'm not taking nothing away from them. But I'm not going to sit here and say, this player is better than a player I follow my whole life. At least my whole life of basketball. I followed this player from Georgetown to his last year in the NBA. So why would I tell you that Larry Bird is better and I was born in 85? How can I tell you that? Because the media tells me to tell you that? So I understand that it might come as a shocker. So I asked my producer, was AI a top 10 player? And immediately he says no. AI is not a top 10 player. And I said, name some. And he struggled to name some, just like most of you are doing. You just haven't heard Allen Iverson be considered a top 10 player because the media hasn't told you that. So if the media don't tell you it, then he's not a top 10 player. I'm going to give you my list of top 10 players of all time. But before I give you my list, I'm going to give you the reason why these people are on my list. Because they made impact immediately. They made impact as rookies. They made impact, with the exception of one, and I'll get there. They made impact despite all the pressure, despite the team. They just came in, they did what they needed to do. My first person on the list, of course, is LeBron James. LeBron James came out of high school. Man, I've already had so many segments about him. I'm not going to go into all that. He came out of high school, had a bunch of pressure on his shoulders, and he does his thing. He's still doing his thing to this day. So LeBron James is number one. Of course, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan revolutionized the game. He came in. He didn't win right away, but he definitely averaged over 33 points a game. Averaged over 33 points a game, I believe the first or the second year. But he revolutionized the game. He changed the way we play. And he just couldn't be stopped once he got his groove up in around 1990-ish. All right? So I give it to Jordan. Then Shaq. Shaq is my third. Here's why Shaq is my third. One, of course, he came into the league, rookie of the year, one of the most dominant players of all time. Here's why I say he's dominant. Shaq didn't shoot threes. Shaq couldn't hit free throws. He wasn't known for no 15-foot jump shot. So you would think it'd be easy for you to stop. Nah. Shaq was averaging 30. And that three-peat, he averaged in between 36 and 38 points for all those series. You can't match that. You're talking about a person who wasn't shooting threes. So he should be easy to stop. You should just double him and then it's done. He's too dominant. So Shaq is my third player. And then Kobe. Now, Kobe didn't make a tremendous impact right away, but his work ethic got him past everyone else. Now, he wasn't the leader on those three-peat teams, but he played a significant role. And he was relentless. He persevered. He's a true scorer, not only on the court, but also mentally. So I give it to Kobe as my fourth. Then I'm going to say D. Wade. D. Wade came in the league, made an impact immediately within the first 3 years. He wins a championship. He wins a championship as a leader. That's remarkable. I commend him for it. And I put him high on the list for me is because that was more my time. That was more my era. I've seen more of his games than I've seen Magic Johnson or Hakeem Olajuwon. Then that leads me to my next guy, Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon came in averaging 20. He made an impact on the college level. He made an impact at the NBA level. There's only been a few teams that won NBA championships with only one All-Star. The 1992 Houston Rockets was one of those teams. Hakeem Olajuwon was the only All-Star on the Rockets that year and still won a championship. So I give it to Hakeem Olajuwon. The next person is Magic Johnson. Now, I know Magic should be higher on the list, but like I said, I was born in the 80s, so I wasn't watching basketball at 3. I couldn't tell you what Magic Johnson was doing, but I definitely caught the tail end of his career when I was about 5 or 6. And I've also understand that it's hard coming in the NBA as a rookie and winning a championship. And Magic Johnson did that. And he also revolutionized the point guard position. So I got to put him up there. I got to put him up on the list. Then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Again, another guy who I caught at the tail end of his career, but I got an opportunity to see someone revolutionize the game, especially by changing his name, by the way he played, for what he stand for. The hook shot is still unstoppable. I don't know why people don't teach that no more. So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is up there. And then my 9th spot, Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is in my 9th spot. But the reason why I say Allen Iverson is because another person who came in immediately and made impact for this, not only his team, but the NBA. In the 90s, if you go back and look, the top 5 scorers in the 90s were mostly big men from 91 all the way to 98 when Allen Iverson averaged 28 points a game. People are saying all these guys are better than Allen Iverson. But here's how I look at it. You can't name a player who can average 30 in any era and take that 2001 76ers team to the finals. Can't name a person. I promise you can't. Can't. And you have to give me an example. You have to show me why. Why? How could he have done that? Because the only way you can show me is if he already did it. Every player at some point in their career had to be on a team by themselves as a superstar. They had to be the only superstar on the team. Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, all those guys. And they didn't take them teams to the finals. Allen Iverson did. I'm not even going to throw the height in there. But just off of pure ability, you will put Allen Iverson in the 70s, he's doing just that, averaging 70. You put him in the 80s, he's doing just that, averaging 80s. And we seen what he did in the 90s, and we seen what he did in the 2000s. Unfortunately, he didn't finish his career how I wanted him to finish it, but nonetheless, for 6-7 years, he was terrorizing the NBA. And my 10th spot is Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is another guy who came in right away, averaging 19, 20 points a game. He did have another superstar alongside him. He won about 5 rings, but he didn't win all the finals MVPs. So that means he had a good teammate around him at all times. However, I'm not taking any credit away from him. Tim Duncan deserves to be up there, so I'm going to put him in my 10th spot. Now, my honorable mentions is Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. Kevin Durant made impact right away, but we've seen things where we like, yo, why isn't Kevin Durant winning with this team? I think he can score 30 in every era, but I would like to see Kevin Durant have more grit, have more of a relentless attitude, like a Kobe, like an AI, like a LeBron, like a Jordan. And he didn't show it when he could, but I'll put him up there. Steph Curry, you may say, well, Steph Curry is better than Allen Iverson. Well, yes, I agree. Steph Curry had a better career than Allen Iverson. But I'm not the biggest fan when it comes to players spending 3 to 5 years developing and then taking off. Wait. Well, I'm not a big fan of players spending 3 to 5 years developing and taking off, and then we say, okay, he's better than the person who had to put the team and the franchise on his back from day one and actually did it. I'm not putting Steph Curry over Allen Iverson. I'm not putting him over that because Steph Curry had about 3 years where he had developed and he had a team around him. You know how I know he had a team? He has 4 championships. He has 1 finals MVP. And there's no knock on him. Yes, Steph Curry is amazing. He's great. But I can't put him over Allen Iverson because Allen Iverson is one of the only players who I can honestly believe that he can play in any era and average 30. And he's probably one of the only players, him and LeBron, to take that Sixers team to the finals. Because LeBron did it with Eric Snow on the roster too. And Eric Snow and George Lynch and all those guys too. So I'm sticking with it. I'm sliding for Allen Iverson. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I tripping? If I'm tripping, let me know how I'm tripping. Let me know a solid 10 players that you actually grew up and watched and you saw for yourself. And you can tell me why all 10 of those guys, just a sentence, all 10 of those guys are your top 10. Until next time, let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.